Did you know that if you walk into an appointment with the right information and they ignore you, then it's medical malpractice? Yeah, you bet. I'm going to tell you the behind the scenes. I'm going to bust those secrets open because I have a better plan for you. Let's get into it. I'm back in Playa. The 7-week infection is finally over. Hallelujah. 52 staff members across 10 countries, a 15-year contract for something my attorneys told me had never been done before, and said they'd prepare my defense. Like 3 or 4 of them on a call at one time, 600 an hour, 700 an hour, 900 an hour. Don't do the math. Don't add it up. I signed it anyway. I've been sick for most of my adult life, dismissed by specialists on disability in a psych ward, given ECT 20 times for something that was never a mental health problem. For 3 years, 7 specialists and nearly $1 million a year in medical care couldn't find the answer. I had to find it myself. And I have spent years building something that means no one else has to go through that alone. And this is the episode where I finally tell you what Diagnose This actually is. So 9 episodes, that's what we've done so far. Whew, made it. We started talking about a girl who sees what others don't, the illness, the system that missed everything, 3 years of specialists who got it wrong, the garage, the 100 to 170X, all of it led here. I didn't see this coming either. I got to be honest. You know, I'm just an ordinary person dealing with some extraordinarily crappy situations. And I know some people have it worse, right? So why me? I don't know. I just kept asking why. I kept asking why. And that's really the theme of Diagnose This, is ask why. And let's get some answers, because I believe the answers are out there. And I think we need the tools. So why did it have to be me? Why not a tech founder, like a proper tech founder? Why not VC, venture capitalist backed? Why did it have to be me, a patient looking for answers that the system didn't have? I don't know. I just know that all those scenarios and all that craziness and all that struggle and that time of either being dismissed by the medical system or run through the worst of it, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It's just not how I work. So let's talk about why Diagnose This and what it actually is. There's a lot of different things in it, but the main thing is the why report. Tell me why. Like, that's what I was searching for. That's what I wanted. Tell me why. So really, you gotta see it to understand it. But let me walk you through some of the main features. First of all, it's not AI. There's things where I use AI to help, like, communicate with you. So that's super helpful. But this is real clinicians working on this information with software engineers to create it, because AI hallucinates, it guesses, it gets things wrong, it's not private, it's a hot mess. I mean, I love it for marketing, but if you want to go there and get your real health answers, we have a problem. And so, because originally when I was going to build this, I thought, let's just use AI. That sounds great. And that sounds easy. And that is also currently impossible. It just won't provide the answers that you need. And there's no consistency. So we had to build something totally new that had never been done before. So it starts with core questions like, what are your symptoms? What are going on? And I don't care if it's like, you know, my hair turned gray and started falling out, my stomach hurts, my toe is red, my back has, you know, some weird rash. Everyone says it's totally unrelated. Like, you just put what's going on with you. And then the software looks at why. It looks at your whole body. It looks at it from a systems perspective. It looks at it the way we want to be looking at it, but we haven't had the technology before, and it's hard for human beings. That's why, you know, private care can get so expensive. And in traditional medicine, you're just sent to one specialist after another. So we had to put all of it together, and that's what it looks at. Like, you have all the specialists there, but they're looking not just at one organ, but all of them. It identifies which body pathways are most likely involved. Is it an autoimmune or immune dysfunction response? Is it gut and digestion? Is it energy and nutrients? Is it stress and recovery? Is there possibly a genetic issue? Your symptoms are connected and the report shows you how. So you start understanding yourself in a completely different way. This is all the stuff I had to learn and figure out on my own. And it took a long time, even with the training and all the classes and seeing professionals around the world. And I worked my butt off to be able to go do that. Not everyone's in that situation, so I wanted to bring it to you. Every report shows up in 2 languages, one for you, so you can understand it easily, and one for your doctor, whomever that may be, whoever you see. Traditional, alternative, down the street, primary care physician, OBGYN, I don't know, whomever, doesn't matter, okay? So one is plain language, so you understand your body in a new way, and the other one speaks to them. So they can't gaslight you, right? And you walk in with your understanding and a report that speaks their language. So important. This is what I needed, guys. There's a section in there that was really important to me. This is one where it's like, really? You want to put that in? Yes, I do want to put it in. It's called the What You Will Be Told section. And it tells you what each type of specialist, whether it's primary care, GI, rheumatologist, endocrinologist, the OBGYN, whatever, what they're likely to tell you, okay? And so you know, in a respectful way, how to respond to that. So they can't take something and just write it off, especially with some catch-all syndrome diagnosis that really doesn't mean anything. So you won't freeze when you're in the exam room. So you know if you're hearing that, you're being dismissed. I wanted you to have that. I needed that. Labs to ask for. The report will tell you specifically which labs would be helpful for your pattern, things to rule out, how to ask for them, not just like some random shotgun approach. So the right test for your actual picture. It will show you self-care you can start right now just to even help feel a little bit better as you're working through these symptoms. Gentle, evidence-based. Not random, not, hold a turkey and an umbrella and jump off the roof. We're not doing that, okay? Evidence-based, not a 30-day random protocol given to everyone, not a crash detox your body isn't ready for. Real things that help you while you're building towards deeper answers. Red flags, things you need to know. When to stop self-managing and get your butt to urgent care or ER. Clear, specific, not alarming, but honest. Because I've had that happen. So, I want you to know when you need to go, ask for urgent medical help. And don't ever be afraid of that. Like, my attitude is I'd rather be wrong and went and asked for it than need it and not have gone. The provider-ready summary is many pages. It's a printable PDF. You can bring it to your appointments. It's your whole picture in clinical language on one page. So that doctor opens it and knows exactly what you've been experiencing and what to investigate as if one clinician was talking to another. This is what I needed in 2013, friends. Seriously. It's now 2026, right? It just took me that long to experience everything, to work on it, all the challenges from taking care of thousands of patient visits, all the extra training tens of thousands of practitioners now. And then really the science and the technology to be able to build something like this has never been done before. When I hired my first software engineer, I was like, okay, I got to learn how to talk developer. That's a whole nother language. I think Klingon might be easier. And bless them. I love them. They're absolutely amazing and wonderful. I'm so grateful. But now I have 5 on my team, 5. If you told me, hey, you're going to be like looking at beautiful, aquamarine water. Yay. Hallelujah. Love that. Working on a laptop, have all these people on your team from all different countries, and 5 of them are going to be software engineers. And instead of retiring and just taking time off, like you've suffered enough, go chill out, go relax. That sounds good. I like to float in a pool. I could do that. You're going to be doing this crazy, risky thing. I did not predict that. Did not predict that. Oh, God. But anyway, like I said, I had to figure this all out myself, on PubMed at midnight. You shouldn't have to do that. So the Y report does it for you. There's a lot more to it, but I just wanted to hit a few high points. And it's interactive, and you can keep engaging. It will save all your why reports. You can print them out whenever. You can pull them up on your phone. There's 3 levels. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I just want to tell you what's in it. And what's open right now, totally free. And the basic Ask Why level is free, by the way, and will always be free. As long as I have anything to say about it. This is really important. I want everyone to have access to it. And Chat Why is free. That's our community. It's our ecosystem. So it's beyond the Why report. You connect with other people who might be dealing with similar things to you or something different, but they're out there feeling alone, struggling in life, and trying to find out why they're feeling so crappy. We have some of our clinicians and health coach and support staff in there. I'm in there too, right? We have a daily journal for those that like to journal. It's everything. It's the most complete journal I could build, but also a symptom tracker, because that's really, really helpful if you're dealing with chronic illness or you're like, I don't know what's going on. These are also things you can just print and take right to your practitioner. The Chat Why community is awesome. We have a Find Why. If you want to find a practitioner near you, great database, you can search it or go see who you're already seeing. So that Why report is designed so you can take it into whoever you're working with. You need some help. You need a little bit of answers. Just like, okay, I got this report. It's 25 pages. The detailed one can be long, okay? Because it's a lot. It's you, right? It's about what you're dealing with. You could talk to one of our health coaches right away and get some, answers and help understanding it. The goal is to make it so you can understand it on your own, right? That's the way we wrote it. So you get the answers immediately. And there's a lot more in there. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, like I said, I'm not here trying to sell it. I'm trying to tell you why I had to make it. I also didn't think how many do we have on our clinician team now? I think we're up to 9. It used to be 7. I think we're up to 9 now. All right. Let me tell you the lengths I've gone to bring this and just the changes I've experienced in the last 6 months. One of my directors, love her. I'll tell you a little side story about her. She worked for me many years ago before I got really sick in 2013 and had to drop off. And so I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed and so humiliated that I got sick and had to leave. I had a business partner at the time. She kept the business. I just gave her everything, and I had to leave because I was so sick. And that's when I had to move home as a single mom with my daughter to my mom's house. Very humbling. And I don't know what she did after that or not, but I just know I was a sick hot mess. And anyway, this person worked for me then, and she knew me then. And then she went on to, still work in the industry, do a lot of great, wonderful things. And we reconnected later. And I was so shy and embarrassed. I was like, is she mad at me because of what happened before? Does she blame me for what happened? Will she even want to talk to me? That's really just how I felt. And we connected, and she didn't feel any of those things. And it was great to connect with her again. And then later, when circumstances evolved for her, she ended up coming to work with me again. And I'm so happy she's here, and she's happy she's here too. So it was just sort of like coming back full circle. And so I told you that because she said to me recently, I don't really know that many CEOs who would completely upend their entire life to live out their mission. And it was nice to sort of be seen in that way. I wasn't looking for it, but I appreciated that she saw that. Because we did. We've set up home here in Playa, and it's still home, but we had to relocate to St. Croix. And I'm not complaining because it's beautiful. But, there's extra expense, and we have to live there at least half of the year. And everything's unknown. Everything's unknown. There's no guarantee. And I made these changes. I made these decisions and made these changes without knowing if it would work. And I still don't know if it's going to work. I had to pay a lot of money. Again, retirement fund. I'm all in, guys. I'm all in. So I had to pay a lot of money to do this, get us set up, hire a lot of extra staff. Honestly, we had to double our team. We could have kept doing what we were doing, and I could be on track for retiring, and we'd be good. But I had to go all in, and I didn't have to. I chose to go all in. I had to hire a lot of extra people, double our team. We're really betting on success here, but we don't know. There's no guarantees. And then signed, first talked to all the attorneys. Oh my gosh. I have so many attorneys and tax attorneys and CPAs and just so many people in my life. I mean, I could host a party and it would look like a legal networking group, right? And some of the top health and wellness attorneys in the US. And like I said, being on a phone call, video call, it was so many of them. I'm like, don't do the math, don't add it up. How much this call is costing? And I'm showing them, I'm telling them what I'm trying to do with Diagnose This. We're trying to make sure, everything that can be done. And they're really blown away by it, but also like, we got a lot of work to do. And we did it, and I paid for it. So I spent another small fortune on attorneys just to make sure everything's in compliance and we can pull it off, and the staff, and then the relocating, and then signing the 15-year contract. 15 years. I'm in my 50s. I just signed a 15-year contract. So I'm very, very committed. And I thought, like, God, what if it doesn't work? What if it fails? I mean, how can you not think that, right? It's just normal to think that. What if it fails? How am I going to feel? I don't like being broke. I've been broke. I know exactly what it's like. Not a fan. And, it's possible it could happen. I still try to be very careful. But I thought about it and I talked to my family about it. And I was like, I don't know. I just think it's worth the risk. I don't see anyone else doing it, right? I think it's worth the risk to do it and to do it right. And I'm building it for you as much as I'm building it for me in 2023, who didn't have any help and didn't have any answers. And I think doing this, like, to me, part of the motivation of doing it is our whole team wins. I want the whole team to win because they're all part of it. I couldn't do it without them. And I feel so grateful that they too are all in on this vision and what we're building. My mom, she had a number of strokes. It's been hard. And she was an entrepreneur for 50 years, completely different industry, did a lot in business. I learned a lot from her. And the playing field I'm operating on, she never went. My grandma never went. So yes, I'm a 5th generation female entrepreneur, so excited to have built on the shoulders of those women. And yet I'm playing a completely different game now. And I'll tell my mom stuff, and it's, post-stroke, and, one side of her body's not working. And so many times, talk about having 9 lives. So many times I thought I was going to lose her. And she said to me, she was like, God, this is the first time I've really, she's in her late 70s. This is the first time I've really faced not being able to do something in a health challenge. And I was like, Mom, the woman who told me, don't talk about it. Imagine having that happen as a young woman. And she's like, I can't imagine. But she said to me, for the first time, I feel like I understood the challenges you're going through. And I really admire your resilience, that you always push through and you were always looking for answers. So that was a really nice nod to get from my tough as nails mom. She's softened a bit now that she's older, but she was tough as nails growing up. And I didn't want her to have strokes and almost lose her many times. But yeah, that's what it took for her to understand what I was going through. But anyway, I'm telling her these business things and what we're trying to do. And I'm on these islands, and she's at home living at my sister's. It's a good place for her to be. I know sometimes my sister's pissed. Why am I not there? And I was like, listen, I did the first 40 years. It's your turn now. Yeah, I dealt with a lot. I helped a lot. But I know sometimes she's like, damn it, why are you not there? And my mom's like, you just keep doing what you're doing. I love it that my mom says that to me. She says, there's no failure in trying. and I'll tell her what I'm trying to do and how crazy it is and having to work with all these attorneys. And I'm working so hard to make the money to fund this project. And I literally just talked to her 2 days ago. And she said, just keep going. Just keep doing it. I built Diagnose This the way I built it because I was the woman who needed it. And she deserved someone who understood exactly what she was up against. So listen, if you're just arriving here, you're not too late. You're arriving at exactly the right time. You're finding us exactly when you're supposed to find us. The app's going to drop soon. It hasn't dropped yet. It's going to drop soon. But you can hop in the community now. And I'm there. You could say hi. And let's get you some help, right? So the healthcare system was not built to find your answer. Sorry, I coughed. I started to cry. And then there's snot. And then it makes me cough. I'll never be Joe Rogan if I keep going this way. The healthcare system was not built to find your answer. It was built for sickness. I'm going to cough again. I could tell it. I'm not a crier. I'm not supposed to cry. Now it's running all over. Damn it. You know, my whole life, my career has been made out of not focusing on this crap and just taking care of other people. So it was really hard to go backwards and talk about all this stuff. All right. The healthcare system was not built to find your answer. It was built for sickness, for a 7-minute appointment and a normal lab result and a prescription for the one thing they can see. It was not built for the woman who spent years being told she was fine when she was not. Diagnose This was built for her or him or the kiddo or you. Because I was her. And I know exactly what it costs to go looking for answers alone and how hard it is to sustain and how hard it is to advocate for yourself when you're in pain or sick or alone or depressed or having trouble with communication or movement, mobility. It's just, we're an invisible illness. It all sucks. So I know what it costs to try to do it alone. And I don't want you to feel like you're doing it alone. And I don't want you to feel like you don't matter, because even if you're by yourself in bed, some days I was so sick, I was in bed 22 hours a day and it sucked. But you still matter, right? You still matter. I want to make sure you get that. I want you to know someone's thinking about you, even if I'm not right there. So come in. The community is live. The link's below. Again, you're not finding us too early. You're finding us exactly when you're supposed to. So hop in. Episode 11 is next. It's called The Plain Fuck You Americans. It's a totally true story. Everything I tell you is true. I planned this story. I think it was in episode 4. And if you've been waiting for it, I'm sorry it took so long, but it really deserves its own story. So the full Dublin story, the little black streak, the hecklers, the captain, 14 ambulances, the body bags, come back for it. Do that podcasty thing, like, subscribe, share, all those things. I'm here doing this for you, and I'll see you on the next episode. Remember when I told you that freeway wasn't the last tire in my life? Now we need to get to talk about a plain tire and body bags on the tarmac. Can you believe it? Yep, it's another story coming your way. Let's watch it. Episode 11 right now.